Just yeah.
And then can I start?
Yes, I just put the agenda on live. Okay, so it's behind you, I suppose.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Welcome to this webinar hosted by Eurochambers. Some of us are physically in Brussels, but most of people are on air. So welcome to everyone. Welcome to all. This event is hosted by Eurochambers because we are also in charge for hosting a working group on female entrepreneurship. This is a community of interest on this issue. So if there are chambers of commerce also hosting now in this webinar, please write us, because we are a great working group with very important issues. The EEN to EIC project aims to extend the breadth of supporting activities EEN can provide also to women entrepreneurs. The goal is to create a bridge between the two projects, EEN and EIC, in order to support female entrepreneurs for innovation. I'm sure we will have useful information for this issue. And I would like to give the floor to Sanja Popovic-Pantic. She is the head of the thematic group Female Entrepreneurs, where I'm also involved myself. So I think we can start, and I give the floor to Sanja. Please, Sanja, give you the word.
Thank you. Thank you, Luca. Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thank to our host today, Eurochamber, and our member Luca, but also very big thanks to NCP Wallonia and Flanders, and the colleagues from these organizations that actually supported our idea to have this webinar. We come to this idea on our last thematic group meeting that we held in Brussels in June, when we actually decided to contribute to the better ratio of women entrepreneurs in innovation funding. And as you probably are aware, especially colleagues from the network, this year is specifically very much committed to promotion of bigger participation of women entrepreneurs in innovation funding. That's why the project EIN to EIC, which will be also presented today, I think for the third time within our thematic group, is all about supporting women to take part in funding. So there is undoubtedly the wish from the EIC to have more women in innovation funding. And today we are going to again highlight from the side of the evaluators what are the tips and tricks and how to create a winning application. And I'm really sure that it will contribute to all participants today to have a winning applications. And also this is our contribution to have not only better gender balance, but we invited also men today, female and male companies, because especially in some regions, there is also a low ratio of companies that took part in this funding. So maybe there are some stereotypes about accession to these funds, and I think that after this meeting, many things will be more clear. And once again, many thanks to the colleagues from NCP, Flanders, and Wallonia, who are not actually members of the group, but they are supporting very much our mission and our activities. So I would now give floor to to them and to Magali Parent from NCP Wallonia and further on NCP Flanders Services. Magali?
Yes, I will share my screen.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I hope you see my screen and know. Okay, so I'm the NCP for Flanders, and I will tell you something about what the national contact points are, who we are, and what we do exactly. The national contact points is a network from the European Commission, and it's in fact the main structure that gives guidance and practical information and assistance to any interested party, whether it be an SME or an RTO, for the participation in Horizon Europe projects and even beyond that. We are the main interface between the European Commission, the agencies and the applicants, and we have the no wrong door principle. We are all hosted in the national structures from the member states or the associated countries. Every country has at least one bunch of national contact points handling the topics from Horizon Europe. Where can you find your NCP? When you are going to the Horizon Europe NCP portal, you have the structure where you can indicate your country and even the function if you are particularly looking for an NCP working on the EIC Accelerator or on the EIC topics. You can type in the function and so find the NCP that you are looking for. Of course, in Belgium, we are an exception. We don't have one NCP structure for Belgium, but we have in fact three. The three regions in Belgium: Flanders, the Walloon region, and the Brussels region. So each has its own little network of NCPs handling the points of Horizon Europe topics. What do we do? What do we give as a service? Well, we inform everybody about what is happening. We raise awareness about Horizon Europe and also other European projects. We assist any organization looking for the right topic to insert. We can help them also find partners. We give advice on the administrative parts, on legal and financial issues. We also do some trainings. So in Belgium, we have once a year, we have a proposal writing training. We signpost our clients to other interesting calls, if it's not within Horizon Europe, but we also signpost among each other. Particularly in Belgium, some clients tend to knock on the wrong regional door. So then we signpost the client to the right NCP. What do? We support the client along the project lifecycle. So we give information about the development of the proposal. We give information about how many partners they should use, how they would submit the proposal, where the proposal submission is to be found, because sometimes it's a template, sometimes it's an online tool. We give advice on the exploitation of the project. We identify opportunities or extra opportunities together with the client, and we give advice when they are doubting about 2 or 3 calls, for instance, which one would be the best one for them. For Flanders particularly now, we have an NCP Flanders website where you can see that we are we have NCPs for Horizon Europe, but also for Digital Europe, which is not really part of Horizon Europe, but is an extra feature. Also, here you have the website of NCP Wallonia, where you can see that they have most of the same topics as we have. Probably every NCP is helping in all the Horizon Europe topics, but next to the Horizon Europe topics, the other European funding possibilities. Especially because we are talking about the EIC Accelerator today, the services in Flanders for the Accelerator applicants, and we do that in cooperation with Enterprise Europe Network, which will be explained a little bit later on by my colleague Hajar. We do proofreading of the short proposal and the pitch, and eventually we have a look at the video you want to post. We proofread the full proposal, and we organize trial pitches if you would be interviewed by the jury. In case you receive a seal of excellence, then you can turn back to me because we have extra features to help you, also within the EEN to EIC project, which will be explained later on. The same services are also given by the colleagues from NCP Wallonia and Brussels. And I suppose that most of the NCPs are giving this service in cooperation with EEN. How to stay tuned in Flanders. On our website, you have a part dedicated and called My Horizon. You can sign up and give the interesting topics for you, and then you are informed with a personalized email only on the topics that are of interest from you. The same thing is for the NCP Wallonia. You also go on the website and you can contact them. You can also see that they have a list of the teams that are the topics that are open for calls, and they also have a page especially for success stories. Also, we have a page for success stories. It's a mixed, of course, it's not only EIC Accelerator, but for all the topics in Horizon Europe and former Horizon 2020. But we also have, because EEN is assisting in the proposal reading and in the interview phase, we have also some of our success stories put on the EEN website. And later on, we have a live testimonial from S Biomedic and from Testaris from the Walloon region. So here Wallonia has the success story of Testaris on their webpage, but you will have the in-life testimonial from him. Also, the colleagues from Brussels, not to discriminate them here in this session, they have a page dedicated to success stories on their website. Where can you find us if you want to contact us? On the NCP Flanders website, we have a special arrow contacting us. So if you have a direct question, you can have a look and see which one of our advisors is dealing with your topic, and you can contact them directly. Those are the advisors working for NCP Walloon region, also with their specificities mentioned. And also the colleagues of Brussels. Here the red arrow is the colleague Frédéric, who is taking care of the EIC topics in Horizon Europe. So thank you for your attention. And at the end here, you see the 3 email addresses of the EIC Accelerator NCPs in Belgium. So now I would like to introduce you to Hajar, my colleague Hajar Zamouri, who will present the EEN services.
Yes, hello everybody. Yeah, can you see?
Yeah, can you put in full screen, Hajar?
Yes, yes.
Perfect, thank you. Perfect.
Yes, okay. So, hello, my name is Hajar Zamouri. I am advisor for EEN Flanders, together with Magali Parent, who just gave you some information on the EIC Accelerator. She is also partly advisor for the Enterprise Europe Network in Flanders. And I will give you a general information about what the Enterprise Europe Network does, and you can ask questions afterwards. So it's the Enterprise Europe Network is a big network in Europe and outside of Europe. And then we are here to help SMEs innovate, grow, and find international relations to establish partnerships. So the network, how does it work? There's about 450 organizations or more even in around 40 countries. And we have a total of 164 million for a total of 3 years for all the organizations, which is quite some money. And we, of course, would like to spend it on our SMEs to grow. These are all the countries where we are represented in. So that means that we can help almost all SMEs in these countries and in Europe and outside of Europe. So what is our approach? We have a client-centric approach, which means that our clients are the center of our attention, and we try to help them with the expertise of our network. So that means we will do tailored services for the client. We listen to the client and we want to know what are the hurdles, the obstacles that they have, so that we can help them in different areas. And we have expertise within our network on different areas, such as international advisors. And we have resources to help also the businesses. So in what areas do we help? We help in innovation, we can give advice in sustainability, how to be more resilient. We give information on the European single market, which has reached 30 years this year, and we are also organizing an event for that for the people in Belgium in December. We help and sustain our we help our organizations with business partnering, digitalization, internationalization, and access to finance. I'm also referring for innovation and access to finance again to our colleagues from the National Contact Point, NCP, like Magali and Valentina, who is going to talk to you later on the EIC Accelerator. So innovation, as I said before, this is how we support our companies when it comes to EIC. We give innovative companies help to get funds from the EU. Sustainability, we have sustainability advisors that give information on how to be more sustainable. So companies that are trying to apply and try to be more sustainable, we have advisors that can help you achieve what you want to achieve, also within the rules of Europe. How to be more resilient, we also have a tool for that, to see, okay, what is happening with my company, with my business. How can I be more resilient for the future? For instance, if a COVID comes or some sort of crisis comes in the future, how can I how resilient am I? How strong am I? We can go through that with you and see, okay, if something happens, what are the possibilities for you? Business partnering is actually also one very strong thing that we do, is we try to connect companies cross-border. So companies, for instance, if we say a company from Belgium needs a business partner in another country, we can, through our network, we can connect them and try to establish partnerships. This can be business. This can mean also a research partner. It can be in all sectors. Digitalization, as I said before, we can help with digitalization. What solutions can you have for the future? What are the business needs? And we can advise in this matter also. Access to finance. I think this is what this session is about. We support women entrepreneurs also to grow, and with the EEN to EIC and also with the EIC Accelerator, we give advice on how to apply for that. You have heard already Magali, and afterwards you can ask the questions on this very important matter. The EU single market and the EU legislation, the EU regulations, everything concerning this area. We are actually the very first network that you should get in touch with if you want to know about European legislation in your country or in another country, so that you can it facilitates doing business cross-border. As I said before, internationalization, so supporting SMEs to help them access international markets and business opportunities. This is also one very important and strong task that we do. We do this, we have different manners to do this. First of all, we use our network. We have personal contacts to get you in touch with certain countries, certain regions, especially in Europe, but also outside of Europe. So it never hurts to ask us what you want and where you want the contact. Also, we have a POT system, so it's a database with profiles where you can make a profile and you can search for potential business partners, and you can express your interest on certain profiles, and then we will get a notification that you are interested in a profile. So this means actually a company in another country that you wish to get in touch with. You can find this on our general EEN website. So it's you can access it and you can go through it. Also, with the help, I would suggest that you would get in touch with your local EEN in order to get more information to use this correctly and to have more access and more and better results, of course. So it's for startups and scale-ups. We can, of course, we can only help businesses and that are starting and that are trying to grow. For this, for instance, we have a Peers for Growth, which means that we connect startups and scale-ups from different countries, and we put them together in a workshop, and they can learn from each other, but also we give this professional environment in which we hand tools so that they can learn how to further grow and resolve actually their hurdles and obstacles that they have on their way. But it's also a nice thing to know that they can learn from each other. It is a nice workshop. If you want to have more information about this Peers for Growth workshop, then you can ask later. Okay, so I will click them all. We have areas of expertise, as I said before. Voilà. So we are in different sector groups. We are trying to organize our expertise in different sector groups. So we help so that we can get information within these sector groups to help our SMEs and our clients better. Also, we have thematic groups. This is actually internal, but because we make that separation, we can have more specialized support for our SMEs, and we have thematic groups. So, for instance, I would be my expertise lays in the creative and cultural industries. But also I am part of the communication thematic group, so it's more horizontal, and the women entrepreneurship thematic group, just like Sanja Popovic is, she's the chair of the thematic group Women Entrepreneurs. You will hear her also maybe again later. And so we have actually, you see that we are specialized, we have sector groups in tourism, construction, proximity and social economy, which is a very interesting one, because we try to be very inclusive. Retail, digital health, agri-food is a big one. Renewable energy, I'm not going to read them all, but you can see all those sector groups, sectors that are represented. So who are we as, who are these network partners that you will find to get information from? There's private or public entities. There's regional government or innovation agencies. For ourselves here in Flanders, we are from the government. We are a public body. You have economic chambers, which are a lot. There's research institutes and other associations can also be part of this. So that's how it looks like. That's what most network partners are. It's usually EIN in one of these already existing entities. And okay, so here in Belgium we have three consortia. There is the Walloon Consortia, there is the Brussels Consortium, and there's the Flanders Consortium. The Walloon Consortia has a new consortium since the beginning of this project period, and they consist of 3 partners, which is AWEX, Wallonia Entreprendre, they are new in the EEN, and NCP Wallonia, which is Valentina is also from NCP Wallonia. She's here as well. So they're with 3 partners in one consortium. That means 3 entities, and you can get in touch with them if you would like to have information on either EEN or NCP about all this. Their website is stated here, and I'm sure that Sanja later will also share this PowerPoint with you so that you can get in touch. The Flanders Consortium is VLAIO. It's the Flanders Agency for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Agentschap Innoveren en Ondernemen. And also we are together with, I see that sorry, I forgot here the agency part. And so FIT is Flanders Investment and Trade. You can find us and all the people that work with us on this website, enterpriseeuropevlaanderen.be. And then we have Brussels. It is also Brussels is Hub Brussels, which exists of it's a consortium of the Chamber and Hub Brussels. Voilà. Okay, so as I mentioned before, this is the area that the Enterprise Europe Network can help in. We can also, for instance, if you have questions about EU funding, we can always help you to get further. Any question that you have regarding doing business, trying to grow your business, it doesn't matter how. If we don't have the expertise, if we don't know how, we will get you in the right direction to find an answer. And that is it for now. I think that's enough. And yeah.
We'll just take a second to say that if you have a question, because we didn't say at the beginning, I'm sorry, to all participants. So if you have question, there is underneath the presentation or underneath your screen and Q&A bubble, so you can pose your question there. And so now I leave the floor to Stefania De Santi. So if Hajar is just shared screen, and so now Stefania, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank you, the organizers of this webinar, Eurochamber, the colleagues of the thematic group Women Entrepreneurship of Enterprise Europe Network, and the NCP's Flanders and Wallonia. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I share my screen at first. So please let me know if you see my presentation.
Yes, in full screen, please.
Okay, just a moment. Okay, should be full screen now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My name is Stefania De Santi. I am project manager of the Italian Agency for the Promotion of Horizon Europe program and part also of the Enterprise Europe Network. In this presentation, I want to illustrate the EEN Thematic project. The EEN Thematic project is an Horizon Europe project, so within the Research European program. That want to provide added value services in strict collaboration with the Enterprise Europe Network. So it complements what the Enterprise Europe Network do for enterprises. This project is coordinated by APRE, as I said, the Italian Agency for the Promotion of European Research, together with the other 4 partners, BPI France, LIC Lithuanian Innovation Center, Praxi in Greece, and the Steinbeis for Germany. Furthermore, it is supported by an advisory board composed by some members of Enterprise Europe Network, the ESMEA, the agency of the European Commission that also manages the Enterprise Europe Network, and it works also in close collaboration with the National Contact Point Network, the project Access to EIC. This project has a budget of more than 7 million euros, but about 5 million euros are destined to provide the services to SMEs. Which is the objective of the EEN Thematic project? We have to say that the project comes from a specific situation that is with the participation of companies to the EIC Accelerator program, and in specific to the low participation and success rate of women-led companies and companies located in widening and associated countries. So with this project, we want to improve the capacity of SMEs, in particular these target groups, so women-led companies and the widening associated countries companies, to participate to the acceleration program of the European Commission and increase the success rate in participating to the program. Furthermore, the second objectives of this project is to provide the support to those companies, all the companies that have received the Excellence Member Seal of Excellence. So they applied for Accelerator, they were positive evaluated, but didn't receive the investment and the grant. We want to support them to find alternative sources of funding, private and public sources of funding. So to achieve these objectives, the project implements 3 macro area of activities. The first one is dedicated to the innovative companies, as I said, located in a widely associated country or led by women, so women in high position within the companies to apply to the Accelerator program. The second macro area of activities is to support directly Seal of Excellence companies to find alternative funds. And the third macro activities deals with the reduction of the gap between the widely associated countries and the other countries in applying for the EIC Accelerator program, to support them to increase their numbers and their presence in the EIC Accelerator program. Going more in detail, we see here in this slide the first macro activity. So the activity dealing with the participation of women-led companies and widely associated country companies to the Accelerator program. How is the service provided? The service is provided directly by supporting the Enterprise Europe Network members to assist companies with one-to-one assistance to strengthen their capacity in the participation of the program. So reviewing their business strategy, to assess their needs, to support them in preparing high quality proposals and participate to the program. As I said, here the collaboration is with Enterprise Europe Network members. Of course, the activity is done also in coordination with the national contact points, but all the women-led companies and all companies located in the widely associated countries that want to have this kind of support to participate in Accelerator can address directly to EN members. And here you see in the slide the link where you can find the local EN members closest to your companies. So each of them are entitled to provide this kind of assistance. The second macro activities, as I said, addressed to the Seal of Excellence companies. Also in this case, the interlocutors is Enterprise Europe Network. So within the project, we have selected 75 EN local nodes. So EN members that have specific know-how, specific competence to assist the companies that apply for the Accelerator and didn't get a grant and investment, but have a good idea, good project to find alternative funding solutions. So also in this case, the assistance is one-to-one, and the EN members will assist the companies to identify at first which is the best source of funding, if private, public, or both. If public, to orient them to the right call for proposals or funding opportunities at a local, national, or also European level, and support them in applying for that. In case the best solution is private funding, in this case, there is also one-to-one activities, and the companies assisting present themselves to private investors, to pitch their idea to private investors, or to get in contact with the financial intermediaries. Together with the one-to-one activities to companies, within the project, we organize also pitching session with investors. So according to the sectors in which the companies has its activities, And we organize these events to get this link with the contact with investors that are potentially interested in invest in the company's projects. In addition, there is another opportunity for Seal of Excellence companies that is represented by the possibility to access the Euroequity platform. Sorry, at first, how to get in contact with the EIN members that are also EIN Thematic local nodes. Here you have the link, because in the website of EIN Thematic project, there is the list of EIN members that have been appointed as EIN Thematic local nodes. And as you see in the map, they are in all Europe and also in widening associated countries. As I mentioned just before, an additional opportunity is the possibility of companies to access the Euroequity platform. What is the Euroequity platform? It is a matchmaking platform empowered by our partner BPI France that collect about 20,000 companies, 3,000 investors, and 2,500 business support offices. And thanks to the registration in this platform, there is the possibility to increase the visibility of the company, to find potential investors from Europe and also from African countries, to join innovation ecosystems and get in contact also with the potential partners with whom you can develop technological innovation projects. As you see in this slide, the partners are many. Here you have just a look of investors from interested in European companies, African companies, and the partners of the Euroequity platform. Of course, there is also the European Commission. There are the agency of the European Commission and many interesting players. Third macro activities of the EIN Thematic project, as I said before, is the reduction of the gap between widely associated countries and other countries in participating in the acceleration program. When we talk about widening countries and associated country, we mean Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Slovakia, and so on, all the countries that you see in our slide, and that statistically has a lower range of success rate in participating in the EIC Accelerator. So in order to reduce the gap, there are specific activities foreseen in our project that are also implemented in coordination with the national contact points and the Access to EIC project that collected the national contact points to favor the mutual exchange of experiences between the EIN members and these countries, to implement specific training sessions and to implement periodic meetings also with the all Enterprise Europe Network and national contact points. And this because we want to provide at local level a better support to SMEs, of course, women-led companies, and also companies from the widening and associated countries. The project is very ambitious because, as you see in this slide, the targets are very high. We expect to serve around 800 companies in applying for the EIC Accelerator, in particular for the short application, and to serve 84 companies in receiving the funding of EIC Accelerator in the widening associated countries. Regarding the women-led company, the target is also high because we have a target of about 1,600 companies that apply for EIC Accelerator, and 168 that receive the funding from the accelerator. And also in terms of Seal of Excellence companies assisted, we supposed to assist 900 companies in getting in contact with the investors, and more than 400 of them applying for funding, and more than 100 financed. The project at the moment has starting the last year in September. So the first year was a preparatory phase for the selection of all the local nodes and set up the structure to provide the assistance. And now we are getting even more in the very operative part of the assistance to the companies. So we are going also to have the first results. How to follow the project? Here you see we have a project website, EEN2EC.eu, in which you will find all the information regarding the initiatives of the project, and you can find, as I said, also the list of the EEN2EC local nodes for the System to Seal of Excellence, while for the System to Accelerator, all the EEN members are eligible to do it. We have also social media channels in LinkedIn and in Twitter, in which we give visibility to all the initiatives of the project and of the partners that implement activities related to the EIC Accelerator and Seal of Excellence. Here you have our contacts, the contact of APRE and the project coordinator Marco Lentini, and of me. You can contact us for additional information to the email address EEN2EC@apre.it, or visit, as I said, the project website EEN2EC.eu. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah. So this is Valentina still in the background, but I started because we are a little bit behind schedule. Just to say that I'm the one in the premises of Eurochamber, so I'm very happy to be live and at the premises. And I would like also to thank who is behind the scene, who is Giulia Rocchi, because she has organized and let us talking, send the email with the links and so on. So thank you very much, Giulia, for making this a real meeting. So I will share the screen. My name is Valentina. I'm the advisor for health and EIC at the National Contact Point in Wallonia. Yes. So I go to the first slide and then full screen. If you can tell me if you see the full screen. And I will try to catch up also with the time. So shall I go? Do you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, where we are within the Horizon Europe, we are with the European Innovation Council within the Pillar 3, which is the Innovative Europe. So innovation is a key word and is the most important thing for all the instruments within the European Innovation Council. Why it has been created by the European Commission? Because the innovation is lacking back in Europe, and we need to catch up with the US, with the Asia. And so the Commission has thought to create this instrument, the European Innovation Council, or EIC, to do that. Has provided also a budget for, the entire Horizon Europe length of time, 10 billion euro, and this comes either as a grant or also as investment. So it's very important for SMEs to keep that in mind. There are three instruments that are available within the EIC: the Pathfinder, Transition, and Accelerator. And why they exist? Because they accompany, they follow the growth of your company from the idea, the Pathfinder, to the market, the Accelerator. And you will see underneath, that the level of maturity of your project, technology, or services are followed, so that you start with a TRL, so technology readiness level 1, till the number 9, which is the market approach. Now, just to give an idea of what is the TRL, if you are not familiar, it's a sort of a scale where you can find the level of maturity, the level of development of your, as I said, product, technology or service. So there are two main points, which is the TRL 4 and the TRL 6, which are sort of you know, step or let's say milestone you have to reach to pass through the other level. So the first one is the proof of the concept, so the validation in either laboratory or in a model or a prototype with all the components that work together. And the other one is the technology or the product that is assessed in a relevant environment. Of course, you can ask to your, you know, proxy help, which can be the NCP, the EEN, to help you out to understand where you are, where your technology or product or service stands within this scale. In the EIC, there are two types of calls that are available, the open and the challenges. The difference is in the challenges is the European Commission that has decided which are the topics in which it is interested, whereas the open is open to any kind of subject, any kind of sector, as well as for the challenges, but the challenges are sectors and you know, topics that are decided upfront by the European Commission. The award criteria are the usual, so there is excellence, there is the implementation, and for the acceleration, of course, there is the risk, which is very important and needs to be really not only developed, but also you know, discussed as the solution that you can find. As for the EIC Pathfinder, is the one that is used for develop your ideas. Sometimes it is thought that is only for a university, for people that are a university. This is not true, because SMEs and also you know, entrepreneurs can jump into it, because it's an instrument that will allow you to go to the market, not immediately, but in the future. So you have to have in mind the market. And so the idea is not just for knowledge, but is to go to the market. And this is what is expected from the Pathfinder. The Pathfinder is expected to bring you to the accelerator somehow in a reasonable time frame. The calls for the EIC are annual. And so the next one, the 2024, will come soon. So we don't have the deadline for the forthcoming calls. The budget should remain the same. You see at the bottom of the page that there are also extra money that you can get to explore commercialization and also portfolio activities. So it's not money for research. With the Pathfinder, you can have the opportunity to jump into the acceleration full proposal without going through the short proposal. You have the opportunity also to participate to the Next Generation Innovation Talents, which is an internship which will help you to know better how a SMEs startup works. And then you will have access to the business acceleration services, which help you out to find like investor or people that can help you out to grow. These are the challenges 2023, just to give you an idea. The one for 2024 are not yet known, are not out, and they will be probably different from the one you see here. Now, for what concerns the transition is to go a little bit further. So to go now a little bit more in the business path. So it's a technology development, but also the business development. And here, especially within the university, it's very important to go through the technology transfer office, because they know where is, you know, in their university, the knowledge that need to go on the market, that need to go eventually, you know, into business. And here again, it's for developing further your idea. It's not open to everyone, but to you know, people that has got already some funding from Europe. And so you see here, but I mean, it's just to know that you can apply if you have got one of these funding. And also there is a list of eligible projects that you can use to go on the market, meaning that is not your project, but you find it that is interesting for your company, your purposes, and then you can talk to those people that have this project that has been accepted in the past, and you want to develop it further. So you have to have a letter that they allowed you to explore their project. Again, the deadline for 2004 are not known. The budget will stay probably the same, and the access to the different opportunities you see at the end of the slides are more or less the same as for the Pathfinder. And here are the challenges that have been out for 2023. Now the accelerator. So here you are very close to the market, but you have still a part that need to be developed, and the part to be developed is still TRL 8. Why the EIC has been created is because there is a need to find money and sometimes a huge quantity of money for a company, and it's difficult to find those money. So the EIC fund has been created to do so. Sometimes there is a confusion between the EIC fund and the European Investment Bank. You have to know that the European Investment Bank is an advisor here, but the money are provided by the EIC fund. The EIC fund is there for this part of your development, which is called the Valley of Death, so where the investors are not really keen to invest because you are still developing, you are not ready, but you want to go on the market. And the EIC Accelerator is a catalyst for other investors because it gives to other investors the idea that if the Commission is willing to put the money in your company, then other investors can do it. And for whom is the accelerator being proposed is the SMEs, exceptionally the small mid-cap, and also natural person that can apply. What you have from the accelerator is either a grant component with money for developing till TRL 8 with a cover of 70% of your eligible cost, and an investment that goes up to 15 million, but you can stay with the grant component. For the investment component is what is called the patient capital. So the Commission is able to stay with equity for 7 or 10 years in your company. And here is what you really can get. So the first one is the grant only. You can ask just for the grant money and finish your development, but you have to demonstrate that you have money for the further development into the market. So TRL 9, you can ask money from the grant and then the investment, but here you have either milestones or you have to provide further investors, that you have a further investor for your project. And then there is the blended, which is the most common, kind of schema that you can ask, and it concerns the grant and investment component at the same time. Here is how it works. So there is a short proposal. I will go later on that. So the short proposal, you have a go. You will go to the full proposal, but you still have 12 months to go from one to another. So if you don't get the first cutoff, you can still get to the other one. Then there is a remote evaluation. You will get a go. You go to the jury interview, and then it's the jury to decide if you get the money. So either you get a go, you get the money, or you get a no-go, and often, not always, but often, you get a seal of excellence if your project is considered a very good project, but they didn't have the money to provide you for your project. This is the investment process. So you see there are a lot of steps to overcome, and this is not done by you, it's done by either the EIC or the EIB, the board of director, and so on. So it takes time, so you have to expect at least 6 months to get the investment, whereas the grant arrive much earlier, within the 3 months after the grant signature, and also is upfront, so you will get money before getting the expenditure of your project. And here again are the challenges in 2023. They will change in 2024. There are also schemes to jump the short proposal. Here is the plug-in scheme, and this is a local, national, regional kind of project that allowed you to do that. The example here are from Belgium, so you see, the different opportunities you have from your region in Belgium, means that you can apply for a regional project, a national project, and then you can, once you have this project, and this project is more or less finished, you can go and jump the short proposal and go directly to the full proposal. But if you don't have this national regional project, there is the fast track scheme that allowed you to do the same, so to jump the short proposal, and this is via all the projects that you see here. So Women Tech EU, Pathfinder, Transition, or the EIT kicks that are mentioned on the left side. So the other support is a support dedicated to women. You see here that first of all, there are priorities for women for the interviews phase of the EIC Accelerator. You see here that there has been a broader definition of woman-led company, and you see here that there is a pilot for a gender and diversity study in order to know where the gaps are and how to address those gaps. Then there is the Women Tech EU that is expected for 2024, which are prize for women-led company, and the prize for women innovation that just closed in September. I have to go a little bit faster because I'm a little bit behind schedule. There are also other prizes that are involved in the EIC that you see mentioned here. And of course, the national contact points that are always at your services. The only thing that we ask, we don't have access to your project, we don't have access, to information, to sensitive information, unless you come to us. But we ask you, if it's possible, to let us know that you have submitted, and so that we can follow your project. So just that we are aware that you have submitted. Okay, so now we go to the part which is tips and tricks. So I take again the full process of the EIC Accelerator. So you have a short proposal first, then you get a go, and you go to the full proposal, and it's there that you have to choose if you apply for the open or the challenges. If you get a go, you via the remote evaluation of your project, you go to the pitch in front of the jury, and if the jury is convinced, then you get the money out of it. So this is the process. Now, there has been, you might have known that there has been a lot of changes how to submit the proposal. So the short proposal is submitted via an online platform. The link is provided here. The full proposal is submitted via the Funding and Tender Opportunities portal. And is the normal way, if you have participated before to a EU project, you know how it works. So there will be documents once you open and you start your project. For the short proposal, as I said, is a platform, and there are different parts that you see here: the general, the opportunity, the solution, the competition, the impacts, and so on, to fill online. There are the minimum characters for each part, and you have to upload a pitch deck of 10 slides in a PDF format, and a pitch video of 3 minutes with maximum 3 people from your company, which is a maximum of 1 gigabyte of volume. What will happen if your short proposal get a go? You get this kind of email from the ESMEA, and in this email you will find a link to get access to the the commentaries of the evaluators, and also you get all the link to either apply for the open or the different challenges. You have also the advice to get in touch with a coach to get help for your proposal. You can, of course, let us, the NCP or the EN, read your proposal and review your proposal with the help of other people, for example, the coach that are mentioned here. The part A has also got so the once the part A is filled, so the short proposal is you receive a go, and then you have the full proposal access. Then there are again two parts to fill. One is the part A, which is to be filled online, and then there is the part B, which is a Word document and then annexes. In the part A, the most important thing I would say to fill is the keywords, because the keywords, there are some that are fixed and some that are free, allowed to find the best evaluator for your project, so that you are in the best end to be evaluated. People will understand perfectly, your project, will understand perfectly the market, and so they can, be the best to allow you to pass the different steps. There are declarations at the end of this full proposal to check, so please do that, because otherwise you cannot submit the part A. And then there is the part B. So here I just put some of the tables that need to be filled, but of course there is a lot to write as well. You see here the annexes that you have to upload. There is the pitch deck again, which is a new one. There is a CV of the personnel, and one that is a very important part is the letters of intent. These are the letter of your future customer or people or key leader that are, that think that your product and your technology is very important. This is really to sustain the goodness of your project, the goodness of your technology, the goodness of your product or services. So they are very important. There is also the option to add additional information. You have a maximum of 10 pages to do so. Okay, so I think I'm done. So Magali, you want to get in?
Yes, I will follow up on Valentina. So when you are thinking about submitting a proposal in the EIC Accelerator, be aware that it's not for every company. So the first requirement is that you are an SME, following the European definition, or a natural person wanting to have an SME, and the SME must be established before you enter the full proposal. It's also meant for SMEs that have a really innovative breakthrough innovation, that or have a revolution on existing products, or that create new markets with their product. Of course, you must have the ambition to have a European targeted public. So if you stay under your own region, it's not valuable for the EIC Accelerator. The minimum TRL, technology readiness level, must be 5 or 6 to enter the EIC Accelerator. You have to prove the protection of your IP, which is also asked in the freedom to operate sheet that you have to add. You have to demonstrate that you know that you will create jobs, that you will generate revenues in Europe, and that you are able to scale up your company. It's not mandatory yet to have everybody on board when you are submitting, but you have to acknowledge, for instance, that you have a lack of personnel, and then introduce the ID of, thanks to the EIC Accelerator grant, you will have new jobs for the people that you are lacking in your team. As I said, the European or international dimension must be clear, so it's not staying on your national market. It's not an R&D project, it's a go-to-market project, so be aware that everything that is still research is not into this kind of proposals. It's only the further development of your product. You have to understand the risks that you are facing when you are upscaling, also the risks of upscaling your product. And you have to communicate, of course, make your work visible. Next slide, Valentina. As the project should only last about 2 years, so you have to make your planning very strict, so you can finish your project in a realistic time frame. As for the definition, if you would like to have investments from the EIC or not, so on one kind, you have to prove that you are able, once you have finished your product at TRL level 8, that you are able to find investors or that you have enough money to go to the market yourself. On the other hand, if you ask for blended finance, you will have to prove that investors or banks are still not very reluctant to invest in you at the moment that your product is at TRL 8. You have to write in a convincing way. You have to explain your technology. You have to prove that you know your market, knowing your competitors, knowing how to enter the market. What is your commercialization plan? What is your business model? How will you earn your money? And also what you will use the EIC money for. Of course, once you have when you have a draft proposal, it's nice to have a closer look at it. The form matters. Some evaluators are allergic to typos. Make sure that your text is consistent in all parts of your proposal and is also consistent with what you are mentioning in your slide deck or in your pitch deck. Be sure that all the documents that are required, such as the CVs, the letters of intent, your freedom to operate and the data management plan are there to be uploaded. And keywords are very important. As Valentina said, part A that you have to fill in online consists of 3 parts where you can enter keywords. 2 are drop-down boxes, so you have to enter keywords that are already mentioned. But then you have a free field where you can specify keywords so that the right evaluators are evaluating your proposal. The more close they are to your subject, the more they can dive into your proposal and the more they understand, of course, when they read your proposal. Next one, please, Valentina. To help you out with some tips and tricks, you can find the EIC application on the EIC Accelerator website. You can use the access to EIC, that's our NCP network, where we created a guide for applicants with tips and tricks how to fill in certain pages. On the EIC website, there is also the guide for applicants and the investment guidelines. If you want to have a look who went before you or who received the grant, you have also a page dedicated to the grantees of the EIC Accelerator. What I would certainly advise is that when proofreading or rereading your draft proposal, make use of the help from the NCPs from your country or the EEN members from your country. Also, when you are using a coach, the idea is that you use the coach. The coach is not writing your proposal, but he or she can help you defining some weak points in your organization and strengthen them with their advice. I think that's all for the tips and tricks. So yeah, we are ready for questions now.
Yeah, because before Johan Quintenza from, so it's a testimonial from Wallonia join. I don't know if it's already, Julia, can you see Johan?
Yes, he just joined.
Valentina.
Yeah, hi. So either we take, it depends on you, Joanna, either we take 10 minutes question and then we go at 11:25, then Joanna starts, or we start with Joanna right now.
But like you planned.
Maybe we can first do we have done some theoretical information, and now you will hear the practical applications of our clients, and then we will take all the questions at the end.
Yeah, so Johan can go live.
Okay, thank you very much. So I just have seen that I have a very bad video from here, so I'm sorry, but I had to quit the video. So now, Visal Bioscience is specialized in treating multi-drug resistant infections. And in 2021, we started an application for susceptibility testing, so an IVD test that we want to develop for testing bacteriophages to treat those multi-resistant infections. That's the core of our business, in fact. And we oriented ourselves on a meeting organized by one of our contacts about the possibilities which offers the Accelerator and other European programs, but we were mainly interested in the EIC Accelerator, and then started together with a consultant the application towards the Accelerator. Well, one first very important point, what I still remember from that time, that was in fact the topic itself. So on which that our consultant stressed a lot and took a lot of attention. That is that your case and the topic that you presented, that you have to think very well if it's something which could be an interesting topic for going to the Accelerator. By other words, if you could have a big chance that with this topic you could receive the grant, because it's a very competitive program. There are surely in the beginning many companies who tends to participate, and then if your topic is close or has something to do with the main topics in which the EC is also interested, then you get a higher chance. A second point, which was important at that time during the first application, there were 3 parts, which surely already will be discussed during a meeting here. So the first part, that is the description of your project. And then the 2 other parts were, first of all, a video of 5 minutes. Now, 5 minutes was short, and we repeated a lot this video so that the main message of our topic was surely present in that video. We also hired a professional video maker to make this video, and even somebody who wrote the script for us, so that the message that we want to give, really compacted in 5 minutes, was clear and was presented to the audience, to the jury, who has to look to this. People told us at that time that it was very important to show that this video was, first of all, professional. That secondly, it also shows also the environment of where you work or where you do your experiments. So we made that video partly in our lab, and a second screenshot we took in a hospital laboratory where they are doing the investigation towards these multi-resistant infections. So that also the scenery which you make and which you present was in fact coherent with the theme of your application. And then thirdly, the message itself, which was very important, and where we also took attention that the part which was presented by women and by men was equally ponderated, so that that also the sex ratio was respected into our presentations. So also the gender presentation was important. And then the third part was perhaps even, although it does not seem in the beginning, but it's even say perhaps the most important to take attention, because that is a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation which you have to make, which is in fact a speech of 10 minutes, again presenting your program. But this PowerPoint presentation you have to use completely at the end of the procedure if you passed stage 1, stage 2, and then comes to the live presentation of your project for the jury. Now, this presentation is of course the main theme and of your program and how that you want to accomplish it. But you have to imagine, in our case, we were well selected. We then were selected or we passed the second stage. And then we had the first time to go to a presentation, and there we failed into this presentation because although that we trained it very well, we took this not really correctly. The presentation, or the, let's say, the case that you have to defend for the jury is not your scientific case. That passed already during the second passage, during the broad program that you have written. And there you have defended the science about your program, about your case, about your project. Here, the major part of the questions that the jury had that were about your business case, about the management, about the people behind the project, and about the financing of your project, that your project is, apart from the accelerator, correctly financed, and that you see that there is a market for the program, for the project, and that you can present the project. So that we a little bit miscalculated in the first time. Then, because we had an excellent score on the second part, on the written part, we could some months later pass again before the jury. But imagine the time from where you make your presentation till our final presentation for the jury. So the second presentation that we made was almost a year. So that means that the presentation you make that time was something that you prepared a year ago. And it still needs to be coherent. It still needs to defend your case, in fact. And secondly, take also very good attention which people you take into that confrontation with the jury. It's not a formality anymore. So that third part, frankly speaking, at the end, it was for us, in fact, the hardest part. And it was the part where we almost failed. And I think that everybody, if you want to introduce a project, knows his project very well. But at that point, it's no longer the science or let's say the content of your project that you defend. It's the whole business case. It's the management of your company that you present, that you detect, that you present there. And it's the whole story. I cannot better explain it than the whole business case with your management environment. And that's very important. The second time, having already seen one time what were the questions of the jury. We were better prepared, and then we passed this. The jury that you have also in that live part or in that last part are no scientists. The science passed already in the second part. It are really business people, people who have a consultant job, who have a management position, etc., who are judging them about, let's say, the maturity of your project. But that is, let's say, our experience, and what I can give you still as tips after this, after having passed this project, that is, well, be well prepared and look that you have somebody who knows what is the accelerator, who knows how to guide this, who know how to coach you. Take even surely for the video, for the live presentation, take sufficient time to exercise this, do live exercises within your company with the management, with the people that you want to present. For instance, for the presentation itself, you only have 10 minutes, and a whole case, presenting a whole case in 10 minutes is a short time. And they time it with the clock besides it at their desk. Good. So that's, let's say, our experience that we had with the accelerator.
Thank you very much, Johan, also because you are traveling, so I really, really appreciate the time you could give to us and the tips and tricks. Thank you very much. So, okay, now the next testimonial is from Flanders. Is Veronica there?
Yes, hello. Hi, can
Hello.
you hear me?
Nice to meet you. Please go.
Nice to meet you.
The floor is yours.
Great, thanks. So yeah, hello everyone, good morning. I'm a co-founder of S-Biomedic and a CEO, and I'm also acting actually as an EIC ambassador. So also happy to, if you have any follow-up questions, then connect after the sessions. S-Biomedic, it's a startup basically. We have started to work on it in 2014, and we have developed a technology around the skin microbiome. And our technology has been developed for the use in cosmetics, in skincare. With S-Biomedic, we have applied for the EIC Accelerator back in 2019. It was actually when the whole EIC Accelerator was still in the pilot phase. So it was a very interesting time. And our project was about bringing our product to the market. So basically applying the skin microbiome technology, which is live bacteria, into cosmetic product, and then launching the cosmetic product in Europe. We were very lucky. We applied for the first time in October 2019, and we went through the first process right away and got awarded a blended financing. So I can also comment a little bit on that combination. We have executed the project between 2020 and 2021 when we successfully concluded, or beginning of 2022. And then later, end of last year, we actually successfully exited with the whole startup, and we got acquired by one of our investors and corporate partners. Regarding some tips and tricks, I think I can a lot follow on the previous contribution. I would mention, I think, three aspects that I found important for us and for our application. The first one was that it was really good fit for us in terms of having the technology at a certain stage and then doing developments to finalize the product and to bring it towards the market. So there we had a really good fit in terms of what we needed to do and what was the aim of the EIC Accelerator. So I think that was really important And I think Johannes also mentioned it. That fit is really key to make sure that you fit for the call, which is, I think, the first checkpoint. And then I think for us to be able to really go even for the first time through completely, and I would do it again. I have asked for help from different experts. The first expert who was helping us was to really write a proposal in the way that it's not just about the science, it's not just about the technology. It's what you mentioned, it's also about the business case. But on top, because it's a European Union, there are also many political, let's say, political topics like the gender equality, sustainability, and that's all that we usually, I don't know if you are used to talk to investors and pitch to investors, that's not often the topics that we have to consider as startups. And so there it was very, very helpful that the whole proposal was already written in a way, it is still our technology, it is still the business case that we have developed, but there are additional topics that needed to be included, and I think that was very helpful. Also, the whole exercise actually is it's quite time consuming. So taking it seriously, I found it really helpful that I could still focus on doing business and like being still leading the proposal, but having someone who can take part of the exercise to write it in the right way. Second part, and that's the pitch presentation, which is also important. I think there for us was really, really great that we could prepare together with the NCP, and I think at that time Magali was involved in our case, where we could go and practice the pitch and practice what type of questions will be there during the presentation. And I think that was really, really helpful because, again, there is a difference between still, I think there is a difference between the EIC and the EIC committee and any typical investor pitch. So there were some questions that I would not have expected, and going through the preparation pitch with the NCP was kind of really helpful to kind of prep for that type of questions. And the third part that I found really really important, and we did not do initially, was then getting additional help for the actual reporting during the project. So we have already closed the whole execution, and we have successfully closed, and we have fully concluded in the complete amount. But what I would have done differently today, I would have included these experts who helped us on the reporting already in the preparation of the project, because we have learned that, for example, we have categorized wrongly some type of the costs where you need to differentiate between outsourcing or subcontracting and other direct costs. And these differentiations made a huge difference in how the project is executed, how the partners who provide, or the provider suppliers, how they are selected, and how that has to be reported. So that's something when I would do application again, I would already in the preparation phase, I would include experts who can then help on the reporting and have them have a look. Do we categorize correctly all the costs? What it will mean then for the execution of the project? And then having these experts during the project involved as soon as possible was also crucial, because then I and my team can focus on the real execution and delivering what we know the best, and making sure that everything is documented correctly and everything is then prepared for the finalization and closing of the project. So yeah, that's few points from our side and from our experience, and very happy if there is any follow-up questions then to connect.
Thank you very much, Veronica. Thank you. It's been really enlightening as well, your contribution. So if Mattia is there, then we can leave the floor to Mattia.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Hi. So Mattia is not only a testimonial, but also is a testimonial for widening country. So, the floor is yours. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Is it possible to share the presentation also?
Yes, you can do it at the bottom of the screen. You will see share screen. You can do by yourself.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, let me know if you see the screen. Just.
Yes, and it's in full screen. Perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, so hello everybody. My name is Matija Žulj. I'm founder and CEO at Agrivi, and I'm also EIC ambassador as well. So, also if you will have any follow-up questions, just let me know. Just a second. Okay. So to understand what we have been doing, what was our stage, and when we have applied for EIC, and with what kind of project, just very shortly. So as a company, we are in agri-tech space. So we build solutions for digital agriculture, and we have been in this space for 10 years before. And today we already have clients in over 50 countries globally. So we are already, let's say, early growth company with the products that we had so far, and our core products were on the farm management software platform. And what we learned and what we learned on the market was that all the products that have been developed for agriculture, so on the technology side, have successfully addressed the large scale farms with solutions like what you can see on the screen. But the smallholder side and the SME side was still quite underserved. So we actually applied for the EIC with the AI advisor that is very simple to use, available through the communication channels like WhatsApp, Viber, to be able to reach the smallest farms that make the most of farms globally and in Europe as well. And we connected the application completely and focused it to something that is at the moment critical to farms, and that connects to the Green Deal strategy as well, as Europe with the Green Deal wants to as well reduce the usage of pesticides by 50%, and farms need to actually do that. So we connected the AI advisor and the problem that we solve with the support for farmers to be able to get real-time risk detection, to get compliant products what they can use, and to be able to actually secure food safety as well. So we focus on some key points for that challenge. For writing process, we needed to include actually different teams internally, as we are a product company altogether. So we have product management teams inside that create our products. So they were the ones that were actually doing the ideation around everything there. But we need to be as well included from the management side. So our chief digital officer, chief financial officer as well, me as a CEO as well. So all of us were included in the process to be able to shape, okay, what do we want to do? Because it's not that we are writing something to get financing. We are writing something that should represent a strong part of our future business. So to make sure that whatever the ideas we have to apply, that they are very tangible for us to be able to execute them on the market, and to be able to as well scale them, finance them further on. And we also included so we have internally employed person that deals different grant projects on our end, and that person was very critical for collecting everything that we created and writing that, with the addition of external experts that supported us as well. So I'll try to address some of the questions that appear often as well that we have, and this is also figuring out the right moment and when to apply. And this will connect basically to the most difficult part that we experienced during the process as well of application. So first of all, we already had, when we were thinking of, so what can we finance of all the ideas or the entire roadmap that we have basically for the company. We do the 5-year roadmap for the company. So we have a lot of things that we are trying to innovate. And we needed to have already POC, basically. So because we applied for EIC Accelerator, so we had POC for the advisor that we applied. And this was actually the most difficult part, because during the interview process, actually this was the most challenged part that we had. So we did quite good everything around the product, everything around the finance part, around everything there. But actually, we needed to prove that this is not just the idea, that we have actual working POC there in place, so that we are on the right tier level. So that was where jury was spending a lot of time when we were doing the project. So though what is important is that the entire process is time consuming for the company. So you need to have there is often I see when currently in my ambassador role, when companies approach me and ask me about when to apply, how they plan to apply. So you really need to find enough time internally to dedicate to really create a good proposal, to have a good idea, and definitely to have funds to get external resources if you don't have experienced resources internally, because this is a competitive process, and so you need to be able to compete with the best. So, and often the question is, did you not take the investment part? Why you did, why you didn't? So we didn't at the time apply for the blended finance. We applied only for the grant, as we are a VC-backed company, and our investors confirmed that if we get it to the right tier level, they will be able actually to finance the scaling. So this was the reason why we didn't take or apply for blended finance. What is important currently, just to highlight for all the companies that are in the agritech space, this year was the 10 years, so a decade of agritech globally, basically, where a lot of VCs learned that this is truly transformative industry that takes time. So it takes time to transform the industry, and the pace of growth of majority of agritech companies is not that short, and often does not fit to their investment cycles, which is sometimes the challenge. So be sure to consider whether you will be able actually at a moment. So a lot of VCs that are generalistic are not longer looking at agritech with that focus. So that's why definitely I think that this fits well for also blended finance to apply for. The additional couple of just tips and tricks, and I heard that also in the previous testimonials, but really it is important to make sure that your idea fits to proposals that are currently active, to all the topics and areas that EIC finances, because a lot of companies that approach me for the advice actually don't have idea that fit for EIC Accelerator. So you need to be sure not to waste time if it's not a fit. On the other side, a lot of companies are not coming with something that's a breakthrough. They're coming with incremental improvements, not on their product but on the market, something incremental of what exists, and it really needs to be something that's transformative. It is also important that it can execute in the end, and that you are not trying to solve the entire industry yourself, but trying to really see how you can collaborate and integrate with all the other things that are shaping the industry. And a good tip is you can take a look at all the. So when the EIC program managers usually do the presentations, you have their areas where they focus on. Try to think how you can collaborate with those areas and how you can really provide convincing story, because this will help. This will help, and this will make the jury more convinced as well. And definitely, so it is truly competitive process for us. It's not just having everything written during the preparations, but when it comes to the interview phase, this is not a chit chat. This is truly discussion about every single thing. So you need to be backed with facts, and that's why definitely getting help from either NCPs or others that can guide you with what kind of questions usually appear, and that can read your proposal and think of every single question and prepare you with answers for that. That is truly helpful, because if you didn't go through process like this, it's very easily that you will not be prepared. So That is in short from my side, and maybe just a highlight. So we are currently at the end of our EIC Accelerator basically project. In the last quarter, and we already utilized what we developed during the project and launched our AI advisor on the market this year already with the first phase. And this is something truly remarkable, because without EIC we wouldn't have already a product available on the market. We wouldn't be able to do this. So it is worth of it. It is worth of it. It is worth of applying, but be prepared.
Okay, thank you very much, Mattia. It's been really, again, very nice to hear, your experience and your advices. So are there questions in the chat, or people that would like to raise the question even live? Because I don't see any.
There is a question in the question section about the participation and the promotion of the plugin scheme. I will read it maybe. So many consultants are incentivizing companies to present a short proposal, even if their clients are eligible for plugin, in order to engage them earlier in the process and probably to increase their deal flow. They sell it as a useful way to better restructure the proposal to be ready for step 2. However, if we need to streamline the evaluation process, how can we encourage all stakeholders to follow the plugin scheme if the company is eligible? So I can already say that the eligible schemes for the plugin are done by the member states or even by the innovation agencies. And mostly it's done by a call kind of structure. So they do a call and then all candidates can apply. To be honest, for Flanders, we have another way. We send out a mail to the applicants of our development projects that have finished not so long ago or are going to be finished not so far from here. So they receive a mail, and those are the companies that can apply for the plugin. It's not really a quicker hop towards the step 2. It's just another way to enter the EIC Accelerator proposal. So the things that a short proposal asks is, the answer to the questions together with a pitch deck or a slide deck and a video. In our case, we only ask the pitch deck and something about what their project was and where they are going through in Europe, but it's still evaluated by a jury, which is mandatory for the plugin. So we have to define, or we have to ask for the same questions as are the evaluators doing in the short proposal. It's just another way to enter the plugin phase. And I cannot tell, or I cannot say that you have more chance entering via the plugin or not.
Yeah, and if I may jump on it, for next year in 2024, there will be a slight increase into the evaluation of the short proposal, meaning that you will need not only 2 go on 4 to pass, but 3 go on 4. So there will be 4 evaluators, but you need 3 go instead of 2 go to pass the short proposal. So it can be that the plugin is maybe another option also to avoid that, because you will have a stricter way of being judged through the short proposal, just to say. But as Magali said, it can be a longer way sometimes, and on the other side, the better way to be presented. So yeah. Any other question?
There's another question in the question part that is asking, what is the level of risk that is sought by the EIC Accelerator compared with the seed VC funds criteria?
Well, I don't think that there is, there is no a definition of risk. Risk means that where are things that can go very wrong. And well, there is actually, I mean, it's not only very wrong, it's wrong with different degree, because you can choose your degree of risk. It's low, medium, or high. So as soon as you identify the risks, then you can find a mitigation, you can propose a mitigation measure. But you have to be aware, because this is where the, let's say, investors will decide or not to give the money. So it's the same for the EIC fund. It will find, you know, if it's too risky or not. And in the, Magali presented some of the guides that are present. One of the guides is the investment guide. In the investment guide, you will see that your company will be, let's say, will be classified with respect to buckets. So if it's very risky and there are, you know, financial problem and stuff like that, it goes in a bucket that is very low, it's 0. Then it goes up till bucket 3. So, you know, the risks are important, but I cannot tell you how a VC or the EC fund will, you know, see them, because we are not, I mean, the NCP are not really in the process of that. But the risk is, you know, how you identify the risk, put in place a measure to overcome the risks, and so that you are aware where are the weakest point, basically. Any other question?
Not in the questions part.
Okay.
So I don't know if there are any hands raised.
I don't see hands right from my side. I don't know, Julia, do you see anything? Because I see 3 questions in
No,
the...
no, because the third one is actually a thank you. So
Okay.
the 2 questions you already replied, and I do not see any raised hand.
Okay, so shall we close the session? So first of all, I would like to thank you, Eurochambers, for giving us the possibility to today to be here and present the EIC tips and tricks, and overall to say thank you, really a big thank you to the testimonials, because as you see, one thing is the theory and the other one is the practice. So, I mean, we really are, you know, really thank you for the time they found to be here today. So with that one, I would say that the session is closed. So thank you very much. And I hope we will have another opportunity to talk about the EIC Accelerator. So thank you. Bye-bye from all of us. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you.